Hi Virgo, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we are just doing a bit of a general reading, checking in with your energy, seeing how we're going to get through all this crazy retrograde energy. We do have 2 retrogrades happening at the moment. We did just have that big full moon as well, so make sure you do check that one out. That was probably impactful for you, Virgo, being that it was in the sign of Virgo, that full moon. So go back and check that one out if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on those readings, of course. We will also check in with love and romance, focusing on intimacy this week as well. But I am using the Intuitive Oracle cards. I also have here the Love Angels Oracle and the Lenormand deck we are using this week. We have the Floral Lenormand. Okay, Virgo, getting into it straight away for you. How do we get through the rest of the week, the rest of the month, the rest of these retrogrades? Okay, Virgo, what does Virgo need to know right now? Whoa, okay, that one. Virgo, what does Virgo need to know right now? I think that might have been Leo that had that same card. Ooh, some interesting energy for you, Virgo. Firstly, we've got the light within. Like I said, I think it might have been Leo that had that energy already. You carry a light that guides you through darkness. Trust it. There's just something there, Virgo, about focusing too much on the darkness rather than the light that's shining from within you, yourself. You're focusing so much on the negative, the darker sides of things. I am getting a little bit of overthinking coming through, where you're a little bit trapped in reality rather than just trusting that things are going to work out how they're supposed to. I am picking up that a few of you here, that darkness is kind of energy of ignoring your intuition a little bit. Especially with this next card here, we have the Divine Intervention card coming through. And that does say divine intervention is at work. Your intuition is the message. So your intuition is trying to tell you something, trying to make you do something, make some sort of a change within yourself, within your life. Your intuition is trying to show you, aspects within light, trying to guide you away from that darkness. But like you do seem to be, you're feeling very wrapped up in the darkness at the moment, very... and for some of you, it's not so much wrapped up in the darkness, it's just wrapped up in reality that, you've just got so much going on in your reality life that you're ignoring things that aren't fitting into that. Okay, so for a lot of you, I'm picking up things like being very concerned about money, jobs, what's going on the day-to-day, very stuck in the monotony kind of energy. The Divine Intervention card, though, it is very interesting because that card never really shows itself until it's kind of too late, to be completely honest. It's kind of that energy of, because what happens with the Divine Intervention stuff is, just as an example for you here, Virgo, that you've been, you're so focused on money and I've got to go to work, I've got to get money, I've got to go to work, I've got to get money, that your intuition is trying to tell you, actually, you need to take a break. You need some time off. Stop. You need a rest. But you don't. You keep going to work. And then Divine Intervention comes along and forces you to take a break because you are ignoring your intuition when your intuition is telling you you need rest. Divine Intervention just has this way of making things happen so that whether you like it or not, you're going to get the rest. And when it gets to the point of Divine Intervention taking control of that, rather than you saying, okay, cool, I know I need some rest, I'm going to start taking an hour a day to, rest my body, rest my mind, rest my soul. Maybe I need a day off work. I'm just going to take a day off and, focus on myself for the day. If you do not do that, that's when divine intervention comes through and you break a leg and you're forced to take a day off. You're forced to take some time off. Does that kind of make sense? Like, divine intervention does it in the most, you cannot ignore it kind of a way. That if there's somebody in your life that your intuition is telling you, don't spend time with that person, stop spending time with that person, stop spending time with that person. Divine intervention comes in and it makes you see that you shouldn't spend time with that person for something kind of severe. There then becomes a severe reason that you should have done that in the first place and you should have listened in the first place. And if you weren't spending time with that person, this thing would never have happened. So something severe happens and you're forced to, remove that person from your life one way or another. So there's just something going on here, Virgo, where it does feel as though this has got to do with the light versus darkness kind of energy, though. And the light within is you, yourself, all the positive energy within yourself, focusing on the positive, and the darkness is, the negative qualities, getting wrapped up in feelings like anger and frustration, rather than allowing yourself space to, deal with those emotions and try to focus on, okay, well, the frustration is because of this, so I'm going to take a step to maybe step away from that situation that's making me angry, that person, those sorts of things. So it's not being very specific to me right now, but I'll just want to see if I can get any clarity on that. Any clarity on what this is in regard to for our Virgos, please? I'm getting a few messages there. If this is connected to a person, how will Virgo know who the person this is connected to? It does feel like for a lot of you, this may actually be to do with an actual child. We have the child telling us who this might be connected to. So we do have actual children. So if you have children, or if someone in your arena has children, it could also just be somebody very childlike, somebody that comes across as immature. So if you stop and think about the most immature person you know, could be them. We do see the heart though, and it keeps telling me family. So I do feel that for a lot of you, this is a family member who is either a child or is acting like a child. Okay, so that might actually help you understand who this is about. We see here the snake and the book. Okay, so with the snake energy, it does quite often talk about illusions as well as betrayals and deceptions. So somebody that could be, lying to you, betraying you in some kind of a way. I am picking up that for somebody here in the Virgo grouping, it is, like an unruly child. And it's not coming through as, intentionally negative lies here. It's kind of, it's just that, it's not a bad person, put it that way. It's just that kind of that phase, like I'm getting like a teenager type phase where it's like, we've all been there and done that, where, you lie to your parents so that you can sneak out the window and, go visit a friend's place, or you lie to your parents about, drug, alcohol usage, about whether you're dating and all those sorts of things. And, as a younger child, you don't want, a teenage child definitely do not want their parents to know every little thing that they're up to. So it is really giving that sort of energy for a lot of you here. But it may have to do more so with school. So I'm thinking for it may be something like they're not going to school. They're like wagging school, like skipping school. I don't know what other countries would call that. We've always called it wagging school, or skipping school. They're sneaking out of school, sort of thing. There might be some. I am picking up some. Like there might be some sort of deception as to paperwork involving school, and they're telling you, yeah, I've done my homework, and they haven't. Yeah, I'm doing well at school, but they're not. Because the book can talk quite heavily about knowledge and education. But it can also talk about just, the unknown factors that this person may be being a little bit deceptive about, the bad behavior, I feel, for a lot of you, because, you carry a light within that is guiding you through the darkness. So I kind of feel as though there might be an issue here where, for a lot of you, especially those of you who are parents, it may actually have to do with the way that we're parenting the child as well, and the way that we're actually having conversations and sharing knowledge with the child. There may be something coming through there that we're very focused on the darkness. We're not focused on the light. Okay, so we're punishing rather than talking it out and dealing with the core of the issue with this child. We're just sort of dealing with the consequences and meting out punishment rather than, getting to the core and preventing those sorts of things and focusing on, the good things that you can push between yourself and the child here. For some of you, it is a bit of an illusionary. Is that even a word? Illusionary. Like an illusion that you're putting in your mind here, because it's kind of worst case scenario, and that's the illusion that you're putting in front of yourself here is worst case scenario, and you're believing that is fact, where that's actually an illusion here. And so there might be something happening that sort of breaks through that and forces you to look at the truth of the situation. I am picking up for some of you that it's not so much about the child, it's the way that we're parenting, or for some of you it may have to do with the other parent as well, and that you're telling yourself XYZ about the other parent and their parenting. But that's actually an illusion. You may be not seeing the full picture, to be completely honest here. You may need to learn a little bit more about the situation, uncover things a little bit more, read between the lines a little bit more, rather than just presume worst case scenario stuff here, Virgo. So that does seem like a pretty full-on message here. So there is just some sort of feeling of betrayal, feeling of deception, and or illusion that you're allowing yourself to believe in regard to this person. For majority of you, this person is going to be somehow connected family, someone childlike within the family, someone immature, someone maybe a literal child. For others of you, this could just be somebody that you do care about this person, and they present as, immature. They may just be a lot younger than you, those sorts of things as well. But yeah, so it's connecting with that. It's just sort of letting us know that, we need to actually look at things from a more positive perspective before that divine steps in and forces you to see the full truth of this situation. Okay, so I know that I can't be any more accurate than that, to be honest. That's all it's giving me. But we'll have a look here for you, Virgo. Love and romance for our Virgos. take a leap of faith, Virgo. Only when you're willing to step out of your comfort zone will you reap great rewards. A little bit of a nod there to that initial energy of the light within, that, you know, you're not taking a chance on the good. You're only seeing the negative at the moment, especially when it comes to love as well. So take a leap of faith that, you know, somebody may actually be a little bit more innocent than you believe them to be. You know, that the positive outcomes may actually be the ones that are more likely. True love. This is the romance of a lifetime. True and lasting love is here for you. So if you have not got somebody in your love and romance sphere, they're not far away. It's time to take a leap of faith towards finding that correct person, because there is true love here for the taking, Virgo. But looking at intimacy for you, both physical and emotional intimacy. Okay, physical and emotional intimacy for our Virgos. You may have a lot of options. We have the key here. This is like a lot of legs opening for you, Virgo, to be completely honest. A lot of options, a lot of opportunities to be very or more intimate, whether it be physically or emotionally or both. I do see here the cross as well. So we do see a lot of spiritual intimacy being available to you at the moment as well. Those sort of destined connections that are very successful, and you know, finding further success with the intimacy between yourself and somebody else through the spiritual connection. And through things like hope and optimism, having faith that, you know, true love, taking that leap of faith, like we just saw there, that, you know, trusting that the positive stuff, the good stuff can be just as real as those negative things you keep telling yourself, Virgo. We also have the rider. So it's on the way. It's getting back up on that horse. For those of you who have been shying away, I suppose, from physical and emotional intimacy, it's time to get back up on that horse and start connecting again on a deeper level. Highlighted is the spiritual connections and intimacy with spiritual connections as well. You know, you probably do have a lot of responsibilities, but there's the ability to set those aside in order to, you know, follow your destiny, get back up on that horse and ride off into the sunset on a very, you know, emotional, spiritual journey with the people that you're surrounding yourself with. So I'm just sort of having a look here. We are seeing a lot of spiritual intimacy, but also, you know, there is a bit of physical intimacy there as well, a lot of opportunity. So for a lot of you, it's more so the availability and the opportunity that exists here for you. So it's kind of really up to you whether you decide to, you know, walk through that door and actually take that leap of faith and you know, just try, you know, to move forward with intimacy in your life here. I'm getting a lot of free will coming through as part of your destiny. So it's very interesting. Free will is part of your destiny. It's because you've just got so many different options available to you that you can kind of go whichever way you want here. So, you know, it's really up to you to understand within your own self, are you going to allow yourself to see that light within and start taking some leaps of faith and just trusting that things can actually be good for you here, Virgo. All right, so that's what we have for you. More than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe, and I will see you all again soon.